put me in an ambulance and take me to the hospital and get my stomach pumped, and I don't remember any of it.
I make shit look easy, but they don't know what it takes.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Whitney. Welcome. So, as you guys can tell, if you've been keeping up with me, my life gets a little hectic sometimes. So, I'm gonna be telling a story time about how I almost died at my 18th birthday. Yes, son, it was a wild time. Like, I know God looks down and he has to laugh. Like, the things that I go through, I know it makes him at least chuckle. Like, you know, he'd be like, yo, this girl is a fool. Like, what? And then we'd be laughing together. Like, okay. Let me tell y'all, they had to put me in an ambulance and take me to the hospital and get my stomach pumped, and I don't remember any of it. Till this day, if I could tell you that I remember being put on a stretcher and taken to the hospital, I'd be lying. Young. So let's start from the top. Okay, so I'm 17 at the time. You know, a thing in my community was tellies. Like, for your birthday, for an event, like, we get a telly, you drink, you smoke, you do whatever, you have a grand old time in a hotel room. So I'm 17 at the time, and I'm like, yo, like, I need to get this telly. I'm about to turn 18. We about to have it up, like, turn the freak up. And if you know me, like, growing up, I had a little wild childhood. I started a little early. Like, I was always on the scene, like, young. I had, like, the funnest years. Like, I kid you not. Like, I was just wild, son. Like, but not wild in a bad way, but I was, like, just kind of wild. The things that I would kind of do at my age, especially being African, and I was a female, it was low-key kind of unheard of. But yes, so I hit up one of my older guy friends. I'm like, yo, Jimmy, like, I need you to get me this telly, because, you know, at that age, I can't get a telly on my own. I think you need to be like 21 or something. So I'm like, young, like, give me this telly, da-da-da-da. He's like, yeah, I got you, sis, I got you. And I'm like, yeah, my freaking guy, we about to be lit. I was like, yeah, come, I'm gonna get you a bottle, all that. Cool. So the day of, he calls me, he's like, yeah, like, things just didn't fall through, da-da-da. I'm like, Jimmy, stop playing with me. Baby, you can get hit. Like, I have my whole spicy mommy outfit, like, it cannot go to waste. I have all these bottles, like, it cannot go to waste. I have requested off of my little job at Target. It cannot go to waste. He's like, all right. I got you. Like, let me call some people, make some calls. I'm gonna call you back. I'm like, Jimmy, get on it. I got the bread. He calls me back. He's like, yeah, wait, I got the hotel, but the thing is, we're gonna have to share with these older Habesha people. I'm like, Jimmy, how old are we talking about? He's like, man, you'll see. Okay. I'm like, don't trip. They must be cool if they're willing to share a telly with an 18-year-old. And it was half the price. I was like, more coin in my pocket. Cool. We pull up. Why are they like 40? No, not 40 people. 40 years old. Like, I'm like, Jimmy, like, are you serious, bruh? You're kind of OC. But, you know, they're down for a good time. And I'm like, okay, no trip, whatever. So, young. And if you know me, like, I grew up, like, popular. So I knew a lot of people. So I'm hitting everybody up, like, pull up. It's my birthday. We about to have a good time. Pull up to the telly. Hit me up for the Addy. You know, the whole nine. Hit me up for the Addy. Yeah. Earlier that day, like, me and my best friends were running around, like, getting the bottles, running errands, like, you know, trying to make sure everything is set. So one thing missing, a speaker. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what am I gonna do? We can't just be in this hotel room with no speaker. What the freak? I'm like, okay. I hit up one of my mans and I'm like, yo, you have a speaker? She's like, yeah, you can use it, da-da-da-da. Cool. So we get the speaker. Why does she call us back? And she's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna need that speaker back. I said, like, sis, you're playing. She blew me, son. I'm like, what? Like, you know, I'm having a whole function. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't have a speaker. And the stores were, like, closed at that point. Like, it was just a mess. Like, she was being really petty. And I was like, take your speaker, son. Cool. So I'm, like, hitting up everybody that's coming through. I'm like, yo, can somebody bring a speaker? Da-da-da-da. So we get to the telly. There's a bunch of people who came. No drinks. no music, nothing. And it's like, we're deep. I kid you not, probably a good 60 people in this small, it wasn't even a hotel, y'all. It was a motel. Like, the joint was janky as heck. So they come in, they're all deep, whatever. And I'm like, y'all, like, just mingle, socialize, trying to make sure everybody's having as good of a time as they can with as little as we have. And so fast forward, I don't know where the bottles ended up being. Yeah, now that I think about it, I don't know where, because we went to DC to go get bottles, but that's besides the point. So my friends ended up bringing the bottles like about an hour or 30 minutes afterwards. Soon as I saw that joke, I was like, pull up, it's time to get crunk. I think I was mad. Like, I think my boyfriend at the time, he didn't come to my birthday, and I'm like, what? You're not gonna celebrate my birthday with me? Like, you're so useless. Like, what the heck, bruh? So I was like, oh, I'm about to have me a grand old time with or without you. I get a cup. My sister's pouring light and dark, light and dark, light and dark. Y'all, and y'all know, if you know me, like, I'm a lightweight, bruh. Lightweight. And then you're drinking vodka? For white people? Vodka is for crazy people, son. I stamp it's for crazy people. Bruh. So she pours the drinks. I'm like, hey, turn up. Like, young, the last thing I remember, I was in a bathtub. And so I'm in this bathtub, passed out. And then I hear somebody banging on the door. They're like, I need to pee. So this dude walks in. Young, he takes down his pants to pee. But like, I'm like, do your do type, as long as you don't try anything. I wasn't even thinking that. I'm like, whatever. Passed out in the tub. I have on a stripper outfit. Yeah, that's what I was wearing. Like, at that time, it was kind of OC with some, oh my gosh, y'all remember Jeffrey Campbell's? I was wearing some Jeffrey Campbell heels, like, young. I thought I was the hottest of the hottest of the hottest girls. Like, Megan Thee Stallion wear, like, I was the original hot girl for my birthday. So literally, my best friends, they literally banged through the door. They're like, what the, like, going off, like, young, why are you peeing while she's in here? Like, you're kind of wild. And I'm like, it's okay, it's okay. And they're like, get the F out. Like, they're like, get out, like, get out. So they lift me up out of the tub. And then the next thing I knew, the police were there. Young, when I tell you, literally, I don't think I've ever been cussed out so much in my life. I was like passed out. They were doing breathalyzer tests. They were doing all that, like the whole nine. That's what I remember, like them making me blow into something. But I don't think I was even coherent enough to like blow into it. No, I did, because they took my BAC and it was about low. Like, it was lower than my best friend's, and they were like, how? And she's totally fine. See, I told y'all, I'm a lightweight. And so they're like, so literally I remember one of my bros just cussing me out. Like, actually two of them, cussing me out in Tree, which is Ghanaian, like the native language in Ghana. Cussing me out. He's like, sorry, like, get up. Like, what are you doing? Like, stop being stupid. Da 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 da. And I'm like, oh, I can't get up. And he's like, yo, the police are here. Like, if you don't get it together, because everybody literally got it together. So a bunch of people ran out, but there was like probably 15 of us. They're all fine, trying to like talk the police into not arresting us. Like, son, it was so crazy. And I'm just passed out on the bed. Like, I threw up in front of the police. That's something I remember, me throwing up in front of the police. And like, they were just like, ew, son. I'm literally like, blah, 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 vomiting, bro. So they're going on me like, yo, get it together, get it together. And like, I remember they started arguing with the police. In my mind, I remember being like, y'all are really not arguing with the police right now, like they won't arrest us, you know? And I remember like one of my best friends telling, they're like, please don't arrest her. She has a scholarship, like she's about to go to college, like she's just trying to have fun for her birthday, like please don't ruin her future. And I remember them like, yeah, like we could actually get her scholarships taken away and all that. And they were just like, yo, Whitney, get it together, get it together. The next thing I knew, after all of that, I was in the hospital bed. Imagine the confusion when I woke up and I saw I was in a hospital. I was like, yo, what? Like, what happened, son? Like, what actually happened? I don't know how in me, I was like, can I please call my sister? And they're like, yeah. And then I just remember like walking and them looking at me like, young, where did she come from? Is she a prostitute? Like, and I don't know how I was able to remember my sister's number, but I remember calling her. I was like, Brittany? She's like, where are you? I was like, I think I'm at the hospital. And she was like, oh my gosh, we're on our way, we're coming. So she pulls up. They're like, do you remember what happened? And I was like, no, like, how did I end up in the hospital? They were like, girl, the police literally put you on an ambulance and took you to the hospital. And I was like, so why did you guys follow me? Like, I was so confused. And I got a little mad. I'm like, why'd y'all let them take me and none of y'all were with me? What the heck? And literally one of my other sisters had got the freak. I was like, where's Cynthia at? Like, they're like, we don't know. And we end up going home. Luckily at the time, my mom was in Ghana. So, and like I had the free crib. I kid you not, the next day, I was so hungover that I was hungover for a week, actually. I had to call off of work, like for a whole week straight. It was actually OC. Yo, when I tell you God's grace is so abundant and so good, he literally, no hospital bill, they didn't charge me, no record, they didn't take my scholarships away, like none of that. Like nothing bad happened to me afterwards, like at all, except for one little thing. My mom found out. Young, how did she find out? How? Very good question. Let me tell you. So my stepdad, he didn't live with me at the time. He calls me, he was like, yeah, I heard that you had a hotel party and there were boys there and this and that. The police came and they took you to the hospital. Be careful, be careful, be careful. And I'm like, at this point, are you a witch? Like, how did you find out? I swear to this day, I have no idea. Because he literally went and told my sister's moms. And you know, Whitney, always the rah one, literally, they're like, you can't hang out with that girl. They near pulled a Fresh Prince mom. Sonny used to live with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air. There was a Ghanaian security guard, so maybe he knew him. I have no idea. Like, it's beyond me at this point. But yeah, so he found out. He told my aunt, and my aunt told my mom. So she calls me and she's like, yo, like the police came to your hotel party. I had told her prior that I'm having a hotel slumber party, but I made it seem like it was about to be all girls there, whatever. I was like, oh yeah, the police came, it got a little too hectic, blah blah blah. Child, to this day she doesn't know I went to the hospital. I think she would have been on the next flight from Ghana back home type. Son, yo, it was so wild. Like, if you were there, like, you were probably like, how? Like, people hitting me the next day like, yo, are you good? I'm literally on, what was even a poppin' social media then? Snapchat was kind of poppin'. I'm seeing, young, after I'm literally dying, I see people playing go-go in the parking lot. They're literally running from the police. Yeah. It was so wild, like so wild. And then like people are literally beating their feet and dancing in the parking lot to go-go. I'm like, as I am dying, this is what you people are doing, eh? It's good for you. It was a night that I will never forget. Like, how do you end up in a whole hospital and you do not remember, like, at all? But I had a great time for the most part, I guess. And this is just a warning also to be careful when you guys are out partying or when you guys are at homecomings and stuff. Like, just drink responsibly. Like, I know the whole point is, for some people, it is to black out. But don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Until next time, love you guys.